everybody, it's Renee over at Tailspin Farm, and you are catching me in a different view today. I think we had like 3 inches of snow this morning here in Michigan, so it's mostly gone this afternoon, but we are still in the midst of winter weather. And I wanted to pop on today. This isn't fiber related or yarn related or anything to do with knitting or crocheting. I wanted to pop in and show you some of the practical things you can do right now with where we are in the world. Michigan, we just got our stay-at-home quarantine this afternoon. So we are, as of midnight tonight, we are locked down in Michigan, or, you know, only things that you really need to go out and do for the next 3 weeks. So we live in a really small town with like one little grocery store. Our son actually works there, and they are getting random trucks in. And when we were at the store yesterday, there's a lot of stuff that just isn't there right now. So I want to show you some of the practical things you can do right now. This is stuff I've been doing for years, and it's easy, and it's stuff you should be able to get a hold of quite simple right now. I know Amazon is still shipping from what I can tell, although I keep seeing hints of things that they're not going to ship stuff beyond what's necessary at this point. But yeah, one of our sons works for Amazon, and so he is, I know they're working 60, 70 hours a week right now shipping stuff out. So I think, and a lot of this you're going to have in your house, so it's going to be really simple for you to do this. I had mentioned this on my video the other day, with getting garden ready and stuff. This is stuff you can do to have. I try to eat a lot of salads and things like that. When you can't get salads and it's still cold outside, this is a great thing to have. Or just even in the middle of summer, these are great to have because they're highly nutritious. And I forgot to grab my book. Let me grab my book real quick. I'll be right back. So this was the book I had referred to in my last video. It's Year-Round Salad Gardening. And this is soil sprouted seeds. I'm going to show you 2 quick ways that you can do seeds. One is really simple, and this is one that I have done for years and years. All that you really need is a glass mason jar, or a glass jar for that matter, and some seeds. We are fortunate here in our little town. We do have a health food store, and I can get all my stuff there, and they are still open and they are still stocked. But I went to Dollar General the other day to look for toilet paper, and I didn't find toilet paper, but I even found these at the Dollar General. So I grabbed some of those because these are perfect for doing this. And essentially, this book here is the soil ones. So the gist of it is you soak seeds for at least 6 hours in a cup of water. And then you have, I use 2 different things, and you can see mine back here in the window. I have some more downstairs, but there's my sprouts. And I have the tinfoil, just throwaway trays that I use. And I have some old baking loaf pans that I use. And so these ones are, you soak the seeds for 6 hours, and you put just a layer of soil in these pans, and you wet it down, and then you sprinkle the seeds on top of the soil. That's the hardest thing for me because they say don't get them all clumped, try to get them individual. And when you have these teeny tiny little seeds, these are clover that I have from our health food store. They're almost impossible to get single. So some of mine is a little bit more clumpy. So you put the soaked seeds on top of the soil that you had wet down, and then you dampen either paper towel or newspaper. At this time, newspaper is probably your best bet. And you lay it across the top of it so it's touching your seeds, just barely. And then you tuck them away for 4 days. So I have a kitchenette down in our basement with cupboards, and I just tuck the trays. I have, I think 3 or 4 more trays downstairs going right now. And so I tuck the trays downstairs in my little kitchenette and set my phone 4 days later, I pulled these out Saturday, and then I just set them in the windows. Another nice thing that we have in this house is we have a finished basement, and the windows have deep windowsills. So right now, all my garden stuff is sitting down in random windowsills down in the basement, but they are getting sunlight and stuff. So the rest of them are down there sitting. And so in a few days here, and then you just keep watering them, in a few days, you're gonna have the microgreens coming up. And essentially, it's just the tops of your plants. This is what it actually looks like, depending on what I grew. Those the microgreens, which were a mix, and then I did buckwheat and I did clover. You can do anything that isn't a seed. Puppy wants outside. My favorite is mung beans, and I'm gonna show you here in a second how I like to do mung beans. But that's the gist of it. Just a minute. Okay, she got outside. So that's essentially all you do. And then once these get, probably in a couple more days here, they will be tall enough. I just take a pair of scissors and clip them. That's your salad. And they're really super highly nutritious. This book goes into much more depth with how it works and how to do it. You can do it all winter long. And there's a quick start guide in the middle here that I've read the whole book, and now I just go to the center part and do the quick start guide. So I would highly recommend this book. It's a really great book. Another way you can do sprouts and get nutrition and a salad-like substance, or, you know, a base for your salad making. I love using just sprouted sprouts that I sprout in water in a jar. I have a couple different kinds of jars. Again, you don't need a special jar to do this. You can use just a glass jar and like a strainer. That's all you need to do. You just have to be really cautious with these. You have to make sure to rinse them a couple times a day, every day, before they're gone, because they can tend to grow mold. So I have this type of a jar, and I have, these are lids for just the top of a ball jar. These are from Mason Tops, and a lot of the local little hardware store has a lot of these kind of things. So you might even find something like this if you have like a small town hardware store. They carry the canning stuff, and these are just the Mason Top brand. And these you can use on top of the mason jars. The other one I have is a sprouting tray set. And I like all of these. I don't have a choice over what I like better. These, the sprouts, it's like, this one takes up more space. So you have trays, and then you put, and it can expand. I think I have three sprout trays, and then this separates them all. So this one just takes up more space, but they all do the same thing. So essentially, I have mung beans. These are, again, my favorite bean to sprout. These, to me, taste like peas straight out of the garden. I love these. And what I do is usually, depends on how many I want to do. I'm often guilty of doing too many because these do obviously expand. But I'll just put some in the bottom of one of your jars. And then you just put water over top of it for 24 hours. Put the lid on, and I let it just sit here by the sink. And then tomorrow I will drain it off, rinse it. And after about 3-4 days, it depends on how warm it is, what the humidity is, weather, all that. After 3 or 4 days, they're gonna sprout. And you rinse them. Once they hit that sprouted here, or that where they're sprouted out, you'll notice they're little long squiggly things. These ones are. I just pop them in the fridge after that, and then I'll just eat them as I go through my salads and stuff. I either put these on top of my salad, or sometimes I just make, I make wraps out of these sometimes with some shredded carrot, whatever you have veggie-wise. You can stuff like a wrap and put these as like your salad part of the wrap. I like them that way. I just love eating these. So they're super healthy and nutritious and super easy to do. So it's one way if you don't have the ability to grow. Like right now, we don't have gardens. We can't do gardens yet. I've got some stuff in the greenhouse, but it's cold. So this kind of gets you by, and this works through winter too. So if you have any questions, you can pop them down below. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and here at YouTube. I am Tailspin Farm everywhere. And I will try to remember to, on Instagram, I'll do a story to just show you what happens to these the next few days and how that works. And when I cut my salad greens. But this is just a quick video, maybe give you some ideas of how to get by right now without the grocery store. So I hope everybody stays safe and stays healthy, and I hope you have a great week.